Hello everyone, Ryan here with Product Impressions. I have been using this HP Envy 5055 printer for several years now, along with their Instant Ink service, and have not had any problems with it whatsoever. That being said, Best Buy has so kindly offered to let me try their new, what was this, 8193E, I believe, printer? A8139E printer. And it is coming with a full year of their Instant Ink service. So we're going to take a look at this new printer, the 8139E, and also go over their Instant Ink service and let you know, is it actually a good deal to buy something like this? I believe this was $190 new. So let's go ahead and get this thing set up and see what we think. Here is what you actually get when you open up the package. We have ourselves a set of ink cartridges here. It looks like we've got separate for blue, magenta, and yellow, and also a black cartridge. Some quick start information, and the printer itself. It is a fairly straightforward, simple looking printer. I've got a little bit of a touch screen over here on the left-hand side of it, and otherwise we're just gonna get this set up. The quick start guide does have information about going to the HP website to learn how to go ahead and load in the ink cartridges and all of that. So let's go ahead and get that set up. All right, the total setup time for this new printer was about half an hour when you consider connecting it to an HP account, downloading the new firmware, all of that. Let's go ahead and see how quickly it'll print out. I'm going to print out 19 pages here. Whoop. It would be good for me to actually make sure that there is enough paper in here. So here you can see paper tray down at the bottom, just like it might always be on most any printer. Close that up. Okay. And it should be printing momentarily. It looks like it's printing. There we go. Pull out the tray to support the pages coming out. And there's a paper jam. There we are. Okay, let's try this again. I must say that is score one for the old printer because I never had a paper jam on that one. Finally printing again. Alright, so that's about how long it takes to print 19 pages. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at the features of this printer. First up, you're going to see a color touchscreen over here to select your options. That is quite nice. You can tell it if you're going to make copies, scan, what have you, do just basic printing, shortcuts, faxing, USB drivers. So yeah, lots of options here. And one thing that I would like to point out, you got the scanner feeder on top, so you can't just, or you don't have to just scan a single page at a time through the flatbed there. You can also put multi-page documents here and scan them in and have it go directly to your computer. That does require the installation of some additional drivers, so I find that to be a little bit strange that it's not all included with the HP Smart app that you have to download in order to print to this wirelessly anyway. But all in all, not a big deal. You've got your paper tray down here. You can just pull this open and see paper goes right in there. It's a little bit weird right now just based on how it's perched on a ledge, but then you can pull that out and you've got a document feeder tray along with a little lip so that you can see things aren't just going to go falling out onto the floor. That is quite nice because I am printing usually about 40 pages at a time because of hosting trivia events. Otherwise, some things to look at. You flip this open and you can raise this entire part. And now you can see this is where all of the ink goes. So you can see the different cartridges in there. This one has 4 cartridges, one for each color and a black one. You can also see a blue handle in the back. The first time that I printed anything, I got a printer jam. The paper jammed back there. It's very easy to just lift it up and pull it out, but yeah, that was a little frustrating because I never had that on my older printer. But in any case, just something to be aware of. It can get a jam. I think it's because I put entirely too much paper into the paper tray the first time and it wasn't feeding in smoothly. But yeah, there we go. We can go ahead and close this up, push it back into its normal position. Yeah, that is pretty much everything you need to know about looking inside the printer. All right, so those are all of the main considerations when it comes to the physical hardware of the printer. But there is another thing to consider, and that is you get a year of free printing from HP with their Instant Ink program when you buy this printer. So what does that actually mean? Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the different options. When we take a look at their website, we can see you've got options for light, occasional, moderate, frequent, or business printing. And prices range from $1.49 a month for 10 pages on the low end. I am at the frequent end, 300 pages a month based on the trivia hosting that I do, or there's business up to 700 pages. What does that actually mean when it comes to using the printer, and how much are you spending or saving, as the case may be? Well, let's take a look at a quick spreadsheet I put together. You can see here we've got the plan names there, how much it costs per month. When you add in tax, I put in 6% tax because that is what I end up paying at this point, and how much it costs annually versus the cost of the printer down here. So we can see light printing, $1.50 a month, ends up being about $1.58 with tax. And based on the price of the printer without any sales or anything, it's about $190, I believe. With tax, right around $200. If you're printing very lightly, it'll pay for itself in about 10.5 years, if you can see that there. At the frequent level that I am at, it's basically going to pay for itself in 1 year. So if you are printing frequently or at the small business level, you are actually getting a free printer when it comes to how much ink you're going to be burning through. So it'll pay for itself basically with the frequent plan that you have. If you're at the business plan, it's going to pay for itself in about 6 months. So yeah, hopefully this is of some help in considering whether or not you should buy this particular printer. We saw earlier how quickly it prints. I'm pretty happy with that speed, even at a small business pace. If you're printing a long document, that is nothing to sneeze at. So yeah, all in all, very nice. I am pretty pleased with this printer. I'm happy to keep using it going forward. Hopefully this has been of some help to you. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. I'll do my best to answer whatever I can. I've been using this ink subscription service for several years, and I've only had a problem one time with being shipped a dead cartridge. And even then, I reached out to them. They walked me through some troubleshooting, determined, yeah, it's a bad cartridge, and they just sent me a new one. It was here the next day, I believe. So yeah, good customer service with the HP program. The printer will basically pay for itself in a year. Otherwise, yeah, you can do some simple calculations, figure out how long it'll take to pay for itself. But yeah, hopefully this has been of some help to you. Leave any questions you may have down at the bottom. I will do my best to answer whatever I can. Like, share, subscribe. I will see you next time.